Hi, welcome back. A while ago I made a video, a fairly well received video actually, very rough and ready, basically how to set up your audio, your transmit audio on a Yaesu FTDX10, FTDX101 and the FT710. It was just a really quick start guide and I got a lot of requests from people asking to do a more detailed video with a lot more explanation and why I'm changing certain settings and things like that. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do an in-depth, essentially 3-step guide on how to set up your transmit audio to sound really good from your Yaesu, whether that's the FTDX10, 710 or the FTDX101. So yeah, let's get started with it. Before I do, I'm using an M90, the Yaesu M90 microphone. Now, the M90 microphone, it's a good microphone, but these settings work just as well for the hand mic, for the fist mic that comes with the radio. I personally have used that mic and used the fist mic, and the people I've been speaking to haven't really been able to tell the difference. So bear that in mind. This works for whatever microphone, and also these settings are quite unique to my voice, but should get you in almost the right place. You might just need to tweak one or two things. It's a 3-step process. The first thing we're going to look at is transmit audio bandwidth. Then we're going to have a look at the equalization settings, and then finally setting up microphone gain and also your compression. So it's those 3 steps. Don't try and skip a step. Don't skip ahead in the video. Try and watch it all the way through and follow along, because you need to know what you're changing, why you're changing it. I don't want to sound condescending, but if you miss something, it's going to sound awful. Okay, let's get on with step 1, which is audio bandwidth. So as you know, we're going to be setting this up for SSB. When we use SSB, we concentrate all of our audio into one sideband, and that sideband is 3000 Hertz wide. If you want great studio quality sounding audio, then you want to use the full width of that, the full 3000 Hertz. But you tend to lose punch and power. You're wasting a lot of energy by getting that great sounding full audio. So what we're going to do first of all is change the transmit audio bandwidth. We're still going to be transmitting a 300 Hertz section, 3000 Hertz section, but we're going to narrow the space in which our audio goes into a little bit. And you basically have 2 options, but let's go down to the radio. To get into that setting, we need to go to the main menu, go to radio settings, mode SSB, and scroll down until you see this option here that's highlighted in red, which is TX BPF select. The default, always highlighted in sort of orangey yellow, is 100 to 2900. Now, if you want fairly full sounding audio that's kind of good for rag chewing, talking with your mates on 40 meters, that sort of thing, then I suggest you set that to 200 to 2800. If you want something a lot punchier, a lot sharper, that's going to be good for DX work, for contesting and things like that, I suggest you change that to 400 to 2600 Hertz. I'm going to set mine to 200 to 2800, and that gives me a really nice rich sound for particularly when I'm streaming or basically a bit of a rag chew on 40 meters. So that's your transmit bandwidth for your audio set in there. Remember, 200 to 2800 if you're wanting something quite full sounding. You can make that smaller if you want punchier audio that's better for DX work, contesting, things like that. Okay, that's dealt with. We need to try and get that out of our brain now. So we're going to go and deal with the next step of this setup, which is setting up our equalizer. I'm just going to overlay the screen now. What you'll be able to see is a graphical representation of my audio that goes from about 200 Hertz up to 3000 Hertz. And you can see that all the bars dancing there are fairly spread out, probably a little bit more concentrated down at the bottom end because I've got quite a deep bassy voice. And my voice is weighted more towards the bottom end of that spectrum. Yours may be different. Everybody's got an individual voice. Some people tend to be weighted towards the middle, and some people can be in the higher areas, particularly our lady ham operators. They tend to have very good DX voices because they're higher up in the frequency range. And this is something that was highlighted by Bob Heil. Heil Sound, keen amateur radio enthusiast and an absolute audiophile, creates amazing headsets and things like that. He does some great presentations. One of those presentations I've linked into the description of this video, and if you watch that video, it will give you a really good understanding as to why we change some of the things that we change. To summarize what he says, and by no means am I taking anything away from it, you need to watch the whole video, but there's a magic sort of set of frequencies in our vocal range that are most audible, most heard over noise, and most heard over sort of background things that are going on, and they tend to be in that sort of 2500 hertz range. And when it comes to equalization, what we're going to do is we're going to highlight and boost that range of audio frequencies to help us be heard and to break through pileups and things like that. On the Yaesu radios, we have a 3-band equalizer, and they are called the parametric and p-parametric equalizers. Each of those, there's 2 equalizers, and each has 3 bands within it. If you have no processing on your radio, then it will use the parametric settings that you've put in. If you have any amount of compression, any sort of processing on there, then your radio will automatically set the p-parametric settings. So we're going to set our p-parametric settings. P-parametric EQ1, p-parametric EQ2, and p-parametric EQ3. EQ1 we're going to set to reduce the bass sounds that use up power and are not really that helpful in terms of amateur radio broadcast audio. We're going to also bring the mid-tones down a little bit on EQ2, and then p-parametric EQ3 is where we're going to really boost that 2500 hertz range. That is the magic frequency that lets us be heard and lets us sound great over the air. You can see that I've put on the screen there, I've highlighted on the actual the audio representation that EQ1 is going to be at that left hand side, EQ2 is going to be in the middle, and EQ3 is going to be at the top. And for each of those settings we can set the frequencies that we want to affect. We can also set the level that we want to affect them by, so we can take away or add to them by selecting a negative or positive number, and also we can select the bandwidth as well, so how much of the frequencies on either side of our chosen frequency is going to be affected. So let's go into that now and set our p-parametric equalizer values now on the radio. And to do that, from the main menu here, we're going to go to Operation Setting, we're going to go to TX Audio, and we're going to scroll down. Now the first thing you'll see is parametric EQ1, third one down there, just highlighted. And remember, we're using compression, so we're not going to be using the parametric EQ settings, we're going to be using p-parametric only. So we're going to scroll down past these. As you can see, you have level, bandwidth and frequency, level, bandwidth and frequency, level, bandwidth and frequency, and then we have highlighted in red there, these are the settings we want to change. So this is the p-parametric frequencies. So for p-parametric EQ1, we're going to get rid of those bass tones. That's already set to 200. I think normally that would be set to off. Yep, you can see that in yellow. We're going to set EQ1 to 200 hertz. That's the range of frequencies, those bassy frequencies. We're going to wind off all of those bassy frequencies, or a good chunk of them. So we're going to set the level to -10, and the bandwidth we want to set to 5, so a good chunk either side of that 200 hertz. Then we're going to move on to p-parametric EQ2. This is where we deal with the mid-tones. The frequency range that we want to affect is the 900 hertz mid-range frequencies. We're going to set that to, we're not going to take as much off here, so we're going to set that to -3. And again, p-parametric bandwidth, so the bandwidth of the frequencies either side of 900 hertz, we're going to set to 5. And finally, those magic frequencies that Bob Heil talks about, we're going to set those in now, so that's 2500 hertz. We're going to set that to a level of +10, and again a bandwidth of 5. Let's go back up just to recap those. P-parametric EQ1 frequency is 200 hertz, P-parametric EQ level is -10, P-parametric EQ1 bandwidth is 5, EQ2 the frequency is 900, level -3, and bandwidth of 5. And finally 2500 hertz for EQ3, a level of +10 and a bandwidth of 5. And with that done, we can move on to setting up the microphone gain and the processing compression. So we're now ready to move on to setting up mic gain and processing. There is an elephant in the room that we do need to talk about, and that's this, which I'm highlighting for you now on the screen, is AMC level. AMC is automatic mic gain control, and essentially this is the radio taking control of your audio settings to stop the audio being overdriven, distorted, that sort of things. The manual will say never exceed, I think it's 55 or something like that, but we really want to turn this off because we're going to be dialing in sound specifically for our voice to make us sound the best, and we don't want Uncle Yaesu getting involved and trying to mess things up. It's a bit counterintuitive. So imagine it as, the question is, how much or what percentage of your audio do you want the radio to not control? So we're going to set that to 100. Ooh, there you go. AMC level 100. We want the radio to not control 100% of our transmitted audio. We want to have control of that. Before you jump in on the comments and say that that's wrong or anything else, I've researched this, I've looked it up, and it works. Try it yourself first. You find that if you've got anything that Yaesu recommend in there, 45 or 55 or whatever it is, the radio will not allow you to wind on gain to get your ALC into the right place, which is what we're going to come on to. If that doesn't make any sense, we'll come on to that in a moment. You find that you start to wind on more and more and more, but the needle isn't moving, and the radio is stopping it getting past a certain point, and it's stopping your audio sounding as good as it could. So AMC is set. Right, mic gain. We will come to in a moment, but the next thing we're going to look at is the processing level. So the amount of processing that is put onto your audio. Again, this is going to sound really counterintuitive, but trust me, try it, see how you sound before you think that's wrong and you put comments in there. You know, let me know how it works for you. The processing is quite gentle on these radios, and you'll find that you put more and more on, but you can't see the needle moving anymore. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to start with processing level at maximum of 100. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but trust me and try it first. So we've set processing to 100. We've set AMC to 100. We're making sure that the mic EQ is on. Okay? Get those in first. Now we're going to set the mic gain. The way I like to do that is I'm going to go on and call CQ over and over and over again whilst adjusting the mic gain. And I've got the meter set to ALC, and I want the meter to be somewhere between 7 and 9, but not going into the blue zone. So it's not going to go into the blue zone at all, but it's going to be as high up that white bar as we can get it without breaching it. So let's do that. I'll be calling CQ whilst adding more mic gain until the needle is where I want it. CQ, 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 CQ. This is 2 Echo 0 Kilo Hotel Charlie calling CQ, CQ, CQ. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is 2 Echo 0 Kilo Hotel Charlie. This is 2 Echo 0 Kilo Hotel Charlie calling CQ on 10 meters and standing by. Can you see how by adding a little bit of mic gain on there, that needle started to come up? Now trust me, if AMC was enabled, if it was anything other than 100, you'd get to a certain point and the needle wouldn't come up that far. I'm just going to see if I can fine tune it. Again, call CQ quite naturally and see if we can get that dialed in. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is 2 Echo 0 Kilo Hotel Charlie. 2 Echo 0 Kilo Hotel Charlie calling CQ, CQ, CQ. 2 Echo 0 Kilo Hotel Charlie calling CQ on 10 meters and standing by. So there you go. Now, just to kind of prove a point, we're going to go to compression on the meter, and we're going to call CQ again, and we're going to keep an eye on that compression needle, the lower of the two bars that goes from 0 to 20 dB. You can see that there. Now, we ideally don't want that to be exceeding 10, and I can guarantee, as I do call CQ again now, that needle will be nowhere near there. So let's do it. CQ, 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 CQ. This is 2 Echo 0 Kilo Hotel Charlie. 2 Echo 0 Kilo Hotel Charlie calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Hello CQ. This is 2 Echo 0 Kilo Hotel Charlie calling at CQ on 10 meters and standing by. And you can see there that that compression needle is barely moving. So if yours is, then dial back some of that processing. Feel free to do so. My voice may not need that much compression according to the algorithm that's set inside the radio. So do whatever works for you. So that's it. That's how I've set up my audio, and it works well every time. And for everybody else who's got a radio like this, this is what I've advised them to do, and this is what works as well. Give it a try. Please, if you've watched this video to the end, please consider giving me a subscribe and a like, and also feel free to share this video. It's there for everybody to learn and for everybody to have a go at getting their audio sounding as good as it needs to. And one final note, if you think to yourself, okay, I'm not breaking through that pile up, just jump back in, go to your radio setting and change this TX BPF to something a bit narrower, and it'll give you a punchier audio and make you sound a little bit harsher and break through those pile-ups. But like I say, for now, for Ragchew and for talking with my friends on 40 meters and those sort of things, this works well. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next one.
Thanks a lot. 73 QRZ.
2 Echo 0 Kilo Hotel Charlie.
2 Echo 0 ending Charlie.
2 Echo 0 Kilo Hotel Charlie. Good evening, James.
Ah, Matt, the first time on your new call sign, I believe. That threw me a bit. Go ahead.
Yeah, it throws me too. I can't do it right half the time. I still get really swift. And just let you know, you're 5'9 plus 10. 5'9 plus 10 East Head and begin West Yorkshire this evening, James.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Matt. Well, nice to work you on the new call sign for the first time. Thanks for the plus 10. You're also storming through about plus 5, plus 10. I'll call it plus 10 for the log. Absolutely rocking into Swindon this evening, Matt. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm just after recording a bit for a video I'm doing on audio settings on the Yaesu radios, and just wondered if you give me a quick audio report before I let you go there, James. Over.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem at all. You're sounding good. It's pretty much spot on, actually. I wouldn't change much at all. You got a nice bit of cut around the mid to
cut through, and nice bit of bass. Not too much on the bass, and not too much top. It's got that nice sort of DX sort of cut through sound, Matt. Go ahead.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much, and you have a great evening there, and it sounds like you've got quite a bit of a pilot going, so I shall bid you farewell and wish you all the best. 7-3.
Yeah, I did wonder.